Once
good?
again, we have Mr.
BL
Booley
Wiggler, aka the Melon Ninja Mutant in this piece,
from the SOB.
from SOB State of Being, baby.
You know what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all about. I told y'all he was coming back. Y'all didn't believe me, or maybe y'all did. I hope y'all did. But he here. There it is.
Oh yeah.
With that being said, I'm gonna jump right into it. At what point are people gonna start saying, "Okay, it's me"? Like, we're gonna start taking real accountability about the actions that we take. Like, instead of just, when are we gonna stop pointing the finger? When are we gonna stop pushing and start pulling?
Yeah. That's one of my main things that I tell anyone. Accountability, because we so quick to point the finger at everybody else about what they doing.
Right.
And we don't ever look at, man, could it be me? Could I have done something better? If you actually are doing everything in your best way possible and the best things you could, I can understand you being like, bruh, I'm doing everything I can with what I have. But one of the issues is a lot of people are like, well, I did my part. Are you doing your part? But then it's like there's nobody there to check you on, are you doing your part? Like,
Okay. I'll give you an example.
okay, for example, bruh, like, okay, for example, me and you,
Right.
I've been knowing you for a minute, like a long time.
Very long time.
And there are times where we both have had to call each other out on some bulls, like, bruh, you know you lying.
It's true too.
Bro, you ain't got a lot to kick it. Or that whole dig in that bag of bull. Because it's like, a lot of times, as people, we want to be right. We hate being wrong. So if we hate being wrong and things like that, sometimes we kind of shy away from the truth because it looks like, oh, this sounds better right here, make me look better.
Well, I don't think.
But you don't have that person that tell.
I look at it like it's not necessarily fabrication or bending the truth. It's when I say it, it's some fact in it. Is there a lot of omissions? If I'm trying to win, because it's hard for a person to give ground. You know what I'm saying? It's like if we if we come to an impasse, and I'm trying to get my point across, it's very difficult to stop, listen, even though that's the best way to win any argument. Listen to what your person got to say and form rebuttal. But no, you let emotions get the better of you. Yeah. And the first thing you want to do is, I'm finna tell you this is what it is. And there is nothing else that really needs to be said. And you dismiss the entire side of the other person's points and arguments. So half the time you hear an argument, it's easy for people to say, no, she got a point. No, he got a point. Yeah, because everybody just making points. Nobody coming to conclusions like, you got a flat tire, I come to fix your tire. Yeah. And I take my tire off my car, put it on yours. Yeah. You can make a strong argument to say, you gifted me that tire. Because when it seemed that way, I drove all the way out here in your time of need. Obviously, I don't need that tire. And I took it out of my car and put it on your car so you can ride. Now, being that it's family, it wouldn't be I wouldn't need a verbal contract with you like, hey, bro, when you get on your feet, I need that tire back. Yeah. I'm like, he needed a tire. And you're going to be like, I thought you just having fam. But if I came back and was like, nah, bro, I needed that tire, you'd be like, my point still stand. I understand what you're saying. I hear you. However, my interpretation of the situation was that I was down bad, you picked me up. And I thought it was an indefinite pickup, like, because if you was in the same situation, what I would have done for you is just give you the tire. But, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is the accountability part is portions of it is understanding what the other person is saying. Yeah. Because you tell me to lose weight and I tell you, no, you lose weight. The reason I'm probably telling you lose weight is, well, you got health issues. I'm trying to keep you alive. You just doing it because you said that to me and I don't like that. My emotions. So accountability has a major issue when it comes to removing your emotion from it. If you can take emotions out of situations, I feel like a lot more people would be more accountable.
Well, see, that's the thing nowadays. in certain situations and circumstances, taking accountability could mean that you lose reputation,
right,
or you lose money, or you lose stature, or you lose power. And a lot of people understand that today, that if I do admit that I was wrong, or I admit that I was a little bit off with that, estimation, or I admit that, okay, maybe I did overlook and undermine how you felt and what you did, they look like they'll be now in submission, or they look like now they'll be in a weaker position, rendering them the act of losing what it is that they work for.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to be shamed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to feel that feeling of embarrassment and crunchiness when you actually get red-handed caught.
Right.
When you actually got the magnifying glass on you.
You know what? They always had that campaign, stop snitching. But I'd be like, in essence, why don't you ever fess up? Like, don't get me wrong. I understand that, you're criminal, but if you committed an act against somebody who's not in that lifestyle, fess up. Because
that's the caveat.
Yeah, but he ain't in this. So, yeah, you did that drive-by, stray bullet hit some child. Yeah. No, she ain't in the game. Like, if I'd have hit you, you know what it is, but that baby ain't know.
Whatever they do.
Yeah.
But see, that was one of the big issues that a lot of people don't understand. Mm-hmm. And I had to even school some of my younger people that I mentor and everything. Because one of the things they always say, stop snitching. The whole idea with stop snitching, if we both doing the same thing, we all in this game know what's up together. And I come tell on you just because either I'm trying to get myself out of it, or pressure got thick, something like that, then that's snitching. But now if my grandma over there called on you, that's not snitching.
Yeah, because she had nothing to do with your transaction. She had nothing to do with y'all day-to-day activity that you all are doing to terrorize the neighborhood.
She playing by her rules.
But that's one of the issues that we have now, even in the African-American culture. Because we'll hold everybody to the same thing. Like, you could be doing all the dirt in the world, and you don't want nobody snitch on you. And they'll throw out that, you snitching and all those kind of things. Hold up, bro. I'm just trying to take care of my family over here. I ain't in that life.
I be like, in my world, I'm just telling people, I'm a law-abiding citizen, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't do crime because I don't want crimes done against me.
Facts.
I pay my tax dollars to handle that. Because I know it is another game that I don't play. But I need the cops, which was supposedly my referees on this end, to be like, hey, that's a foul. No. Why that football over here on the basketball court? Get that off. That ain't how we play over here. Mm-hmm. And that's how I look at it. Like, move. No. Go get him and take him away. Because he shouldn't be over here doing this. And it's not me snitching. It's like, it's what it is.
I'm protecting my family.
I'm protecting my
investments.
Yes.
Drug dealers, as far as I know, don't pay taxes. So the police ain't really your police. They your police by default.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I when you playing by the rules that I'm playing by, which is law-abiding citizen, ain't no I'm snitching. Nah.
Accountability is volatile.
Okay. Speak on it.
Go ahead.
Like I just said, accountability is volatile. When you got a machine or you got an operational business or something that you've constructed and you've grown, so mighty, and now people start to poke holes in the ethics of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
If it means you could lose brand influence, brand empowerment, would you just go out in the front and just fess up and say, you know what? Those people are right. We are mismanaging the money a little bit. Those people are right. We are abusing the workers' attack. Like with the Blizzard issue. The thing that just happened with Blizzard or Activision, whatever, they had a suit going out where they were just overworking the workers, abusing the workers. Of course, the people at the top are not going to come out and say,
Yeah.
Yeah, we was kind of working them over, man. We gonna figure this out, Now bring that to a microcosm. That's the macro. Now bring it to a micro in the home.
Mm-hmm.
That person that continues to be called out or, made notice of, or just straight told damn gospel about what it is they're doing to bring discord to the home. Some people in those situations will be like, they're embarrassed. They don't want to fess up to it because it's like, or they don't want to fess up to it because it's like, now I'm finna lose some sense of control in this home. Now I'm gonna lose some sense of power in this home. I'm gonna lose some sense of consideration for who I am in this home. And with that saying, if there's no incentive for people, and I hate to say this,
right?
I really hate to say this because you people done got so materialistic to where it looks like now it has to be an incentive for you to tell the truth. It has to be an incentive for you to stay down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just afraid that too many people don't offer incentives to the counterparty to keep them truthful.
So, I understand what you're saying.
What you think about that?
Now, the only thing I would say is, for somebody to come call me out, you better be calling everything out. Like, I don't believe in that, I'm going to just call out what you're doing. Yeah. Like, bruh, if we talk about the home, things like that, one of the big issues with the home, we don't want to call everything out. We want to get passes. And I'm like, I don't believe nobody get a pass. The kids, from the head to the tail, nobody get a pass. Like, if you in the wrong, you in the wrong. So, if I'm doing dirt in my own, let's say if I'm doing dirt in my own home, I'm like, I expect him to call me out like, bro, you shouldn't be doing that. That's but right. Now, if my wife over here doing dirt and stuff too, and you like, oh, well, I ain't gonna touch that. Nigga, don't come call me out there. Like, you can't come check me on my stuff if you ain't gonna check everybody on their stuff.
Right.
Because one of the issues that come with that is, after so long, you gonna build up that, bro, I'm about sick and tired getting called out, but nobody else getting called out on their stuff. Like, for example, we were talking about this beforehand with black men. Don't get me wrong. I call out black men, black women, children. Everybody can feel it. But when you just call out one side and one perspective, it's like, bruh, after so long, you're going to get sick of it. Mm-hmm. But that's the same thing for the other side. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, hey.
That makes sense.
Like with men and women, if everybody would just keep it 1,000, it's like, keep it a bean. Like, bruh, you did wrong. I understand what she did, and she's wrong for what she did. Call her out on her stuff. Call him out on his stuff. Vice versa. If you in the wrong, there should be no, I don't care about what happened 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Because neither one of us were alive 50 years ago. Yeah. Ain't nobody in this house alive 50 years ago. I don't care.
Yeah.
So when you try to hit me with some history, unless that history is going to help with the situation right now,
at hand, yeah,
that's irrelevant.
I don't know, give a crap.
Yeah.
And those are the issues that end up happening, and why everybody's like, oh, I don't want to be accountable because, if I call him out on his stuff, but he afraid to call me out on my stuff, it's like, I get this untouchable mentality.
Yeah.
Nobody touch me.
It's a class of people down here on this planet that walk as if they are untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
There is a class of people that walk down on this planet as if they are untouchable because when accountability comes to their lap, there are so many people there to save them from it.
So
validate them and give them way of supplication afterward, knowing that they lied and they fucked up.
I was watching a documentary earlier called The Bleeding Edge. And it's about
the bleeding edge.
And it's about, technological advancement in the medical field. And so they made multiple innovations in there, but the one in particular on this was the Da Vinci hand, which is which is a robot basically that does in-depth cuts on people to make, surgeries, So like they'll do like if you want to get your tubes tied, they'll take the machine and they'll do it with the machine. Yeah. It's supposed to be, far better than the human hands. However, you're 7 times more likely to get pregnant after the fact if you do it with a machine as opposed to what? Human hands. Outside of that, they also had this implant called Ensure. And it's also a contraceptive method. So it's like we throw this up in the fallopian tubes, you can't get pregnant as a woman. Okay. But the problem is upon removal, if you choose to remove it, it'll splinter. And now you got a foreign metal object floating around your body.
Oh, Jesus.
Outside of that, it was causing women all kinds of pains and all, like, just crazy situation going on for these women with these, you know, different contraceptive methods and the surgery situations. And so the companies, which was Johnson & Johnson, you got Bayer, and then I forgot the last one. It's an additional one in there. So they going through the process, and they like, okay, no, like that's in clinical trials, none of that took place. You know, it's very minimal. We already let you know in the beginning that that's a side effect. So they not taking none of these women serious. The women start especially for the fallopian tube contraceptive method. The women started a Facebook group and found the original spokesperson that they used, the woman they used for the clinical trials that was just swearing by this is the thing. They found her and they explained to her what their symptoms were. And she said, I've been feeling those ever since I got it. And I just didn't know that it was linked to this. So now she went against them. The Facebook group got them shut down over across seas, but they sold that unit all the way up into 2018, knowing the side effects. Lobbyists and all these other people empowered these people. This is approved by the FDA.
Wow.
So when you say there's a class of people who walk around here with a level of immunity, I 100%.
Yeah, see, I was talking one thing, but now that you done broke this down, yo, you on a whole other level.
It's just like it's real life. Like it's people who walk around here and they don't care. The president, with JFK, with the whole migrant, like he went and he was getting injections from Dr. Feelgood, and they were saying, bro, the reason you feel good is because he's injecting you with speed. So the president can't say I never did drugs because the doctor's physically injecting you with speed. At one time he had a mental break at a hotel, and they said the only reason why we giving him any praise at this point is because we didn't have camera phones back then. Because if you see JFK running around wilding out in the middle of the hotel soon to be street, you gonna snap a photo and you gonna get I got this. So I'm just like, accountability. The presidents and all those people are the reason we have the strict drug laws, and they openly know, like, there's medicinal uses to weed. Now, and I'm not trying to tell y'all that everybody need to go smoke weed. What I am saying is the reputation that weed has been skewed by lobbyists and then political systems in place. You also got the pharmaceutical companies. And not the pharmaceutical, then the doctors, and they got their lobbyists. The president is able to blow in the wind because it's a dollar amount associated to accountability.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, man, if there's no incentive these days,
right?
It was different back then when there weren't a whole lot of resources. Google wasn't at your fingertip to order whatever you so desire.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot now to get somebody to be accountable.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I mean, it's hard because of the fact of the matter, nobody want to call it because as long as it ain't happening to me and mine, we good. Like, that's like that whole idea of global warming. We've been told, it's been proven global warming is happening. But there's so many people now that will say it's not, because by the time global warming really takes effect,
it'll be too late.
It'll be too late for y'all. Y'all gonna be dead and gone. It's gonna be your children, your grandchildren. But since you making your money now, you don't have to deal with those things that happen later on. Because let's say if I'm 70 years old and global warming happened 50 years from now,
what does it matter?
What does it matter to you?
To you.
To you. Now, if you have grandkids, things like that, maybe that may matter.
Right.
But if you don't, okay. There ain't no such thing as global warming.
So, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was finna say, you say that to say that people will look at something and they still won't acknowledge it.
Yes, because it's not going to happen to them. Like, for example, we could
Yeah,
talk
there's a
about
lot of
people,
people like
starving people. Starving people. We could feed all of America where nobody was starving. But everybody's so worried now about, oh, well, if they get that and they have allergic reaction, or it's bad for them, or it may go out of date before they eat it. Now I got to worry about all these other things. Right. But we'll send some food over to Africa and all these other places.
Man,
when we could have killed hunger in America.
We could have.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Like,
you ain't lying. I see so much food get thrown out of restaurants at night. You can literally just put that on paper plates and just
go and serve it up.
We can't. Are we to blame the companies?
No, we can't.
Or the people? Because the people are the ones who were suing the companies for liability. So now we were giving you a bone, and you took that bone and hit me over the head with it. Okay, starve.
And that's probably why they do it.
Like, that's accountability. That's how it took. So, next question: why are alpha males seeking submissive women? And the reason I asked this question is because, from my perspective, I was like, if you are in truly an alpha male, you create submission. Like, I don't have to seek a submissive woman. I can take you, who consider yourself independent, for doing your thing, and make you understand that, hey, I am who I am, and it's more beneficial to you to
be on
listen
my
to
team.
me, listen to be on my team, play by my rules, because this is where the win is.
Do alpha males seek submissive women?
That's another question, because
do they?
I don't know if it's for everyone.
Phone up there. Why you just But go ahead.
I don't know if it's for every alpha male. Like, I don't care if you call me an alpha or whatever, because I am what I am. Like, that's just how I feel about it. But one of the other things I'll say is, I see some people, like, when I was growing up, my old man used to tell me this: if you have to tell everybody you're this, you ain't that.
You ain't that.
Like, and I hear a lot of people talking about alpha male this, alpha male that, alpha. I'm like, bruh, like,
you gotta state it all the time.
Man, my actions speak louder than my words. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I consider myself sweet, caring, respectful, honest. But nobody takes advantage of me. Nobody gonna push me over. I'm gonna provide. I'm gonna love mine. I'm gonna do what it takes for mine. Like, if you call it alpha, cool. But I've never been like, oh, well, I'm an alpha male. I have to be an alpha male. I'm like, I'm a man. So as a man, I'm going to act as a man.
Act in accordance.
Like, however you come off, I come off as the sweetest person. Or I could just hit you in your mouth without thinking twice. Not one instance bothers me. I'm a man of too many different layers for me to just be like, oh, I'm just an alpha male. I'm like, okay.
That poses another question that I always have. The issue I have with, like, clear defined labels is you try to limit the person.
Yeah.
Because there's facets to every human being, every man out here. There's facets to him. So you can't say, oh, that dude always mad. No. There's facets to it. You might just be on that facet where you always make him angry. Like, you need to find out who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
But when you put a label on it, it's easy to write somebody off. So if I say I'm an alpha male, then based on what you reading and watching on your internet and all that, you try to determine, okay, well, what characteristics does this alpha man, this so-called alpha man, supposed to have? And it's supposed to be wealth, power, this, that, and the third. Because if we going off how a lot of women see the term alpha male, they only look at the parts that they can argue with. Like, oh, so he got to be making so much money.
It's fine.
That's what you want. That's the slither you want to take out. But it's it's a lot that goes into the man who built that empire to actually have the money for you to gawk over. Like, there's layers. I'm just saying there's layers to an individual. So to give a such broad term to any man, even a homeless man, in my opinion, as alpha male, it's like it's somewhat undercutting. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's so much more to that human being over there than just your perception of him or your inability to fully understand everything that he is. So you gotta put him in a box. I can't understand you in your entirety and your full greatness, my G. So let me just break you down and say, no. He fits in with these type of people, and that's all he do.
This alpha, beta, and now they got sigma.
What? I never heard of sigma. Before you go, what's a sigma? Unless you, I'm not talking about the fraternity though. Yeah, respect. But carry on.
A sigma male is an introverted alpha.
Oh. They getting real. They dissecting this for real.
People got to be included. People just want to include themselves, man. But a sigma male is supposed to be an introverted alpha. Somebody who, if we were to break it down to, brass micros, say you was in high school or somewhere, you was in middle school, and y'all all had y'all little group who, talk shit to each other, jank each other, shoot jokes against each other and stuff. But then there's that quiet guy over there who you think, he's a beta because he's so quiet. He's this, that, and the third. But then you amp one of your friends up to go over there and fuck with him. And then this dude end up rising up and beating the hell out of this nigga.
Right.
But
that's what you would call an introverted alpha.
Well,
so he's a sigma. He's not a part of the group to be Donald Trump over the men as the alpha. He's a part of the group, and he's an alpha, but he's quiet. He's kind of like who is that person in one of these mob stories or something? I don't know. He's like Luca Brosky or something.
No, he's just
Vito's I always thought of that as just that dude that deserve a lot of leave alone. Yeah, because there are certain people out here that it is what it is. It's like, hold up. Like, I ain't out to start no mess with nobody. I ain't out to do nothing. But if you come over here, it ain't gonna end right for you.
You don't like this.
Like, you're not going to like this outcome. And you ain't gonna drop me. Like, just because I don't want to come over and exert, I missed the get bad with you. I don't have to show you that.
But he's a sigma because he's outside of the group. He's not putting himself in the group so that we can determine whether he's the beta of the group or the alpha. He's just over there by himself, but he has tendencies of defending and speaking of himself like an alpha, so they call that a sigma. But my thing with this alpha seeking submissive women, I think like attracts like,
okay,
or maybe opposites attract. I don't know. They didn't mar that one up. They didn't mar that. Like attracts like, opposites attract. They didn't mess that one up. But I think that the submissive woman complements the alpha male.
Right.
In turn, the submissive male complements an alpha woman. Most women that are alpha, you would call them, that's on they jazz, on they, on they real, that's on they shit.
Right.
Most of them, I don't know. I'm gonna say most. Most of those women will reach out and try to get guys who are a little more beta, so that they won't rise up and tell her, hey, you have to calm a little bit of that down because you my wife now, or you my woman now, and I don't want you doing all that. Or, a alpha male might check a chick. So an alpha woman will get with a beta because, hey, I can run this dude, I can check this dude, I can run over this dude, I can let this dude know how it is that I want it. Whereas in turn, an alpha male would seek out or would attract a submissive woman because, hey, an alpha woman don't want to be with no alpha male. It's just going to be a whole bunch of knocking and beating. Now, you may call yourself an alpha woman, and you may call yourself an alpha man, and y'all say, well, we work just fine. Now, at some point in time, somebody is submissive. Somebody is falling back and allowing the other party to take the reins because that other party will be at responsibility if this thing goes under.
Okay. Could I coin a new term? Is that okay?
Coin a new term.
Situational alpha. Could there be a such thing? I'm just asking. I just want to know.
That sounds more like the lines of what I play on. A human that just handles situations as they come.
Come as they come.
I mean, but
that's why I never espouse to the alpha or the beta thing. I'm a man. I just handle situations as they come.
Yeah, right. And that's how I look at it. I've always looked at it that way. It's like, bruh, if it's something I need to address in the right way, I'm going to check in and address it in that way. Yeah. But in the other way, I'm like, man, I'm 35 years old. Am I going to get loud and angry with everything?
Pick up the rumbling and tumbling with you young folks? No.
Like,
what angers you don't even faze me. I don't think.
Or for example, like people
and so that's
when they
take
argue
alpha
with
from me?
Men and women, it's like okay, there's some times where I know for a fact I'm right. I'm like certain things I don't feel like arguing about. It's like is my peace of mind going to, which one do I want? Do I want this peace of mind, or do I have to have her say I'm right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like one or the other. Come on, you can't have them both. So, how I look at it is like, man, I'm going to weigh these options. Okay, if it's something that I know this needs to be settled in check, okay, it may not get settled the right way, but she knows what's up right here.
Yeah.
Now, if it's something is like, bro, it ain't that serious. Do you really need to be, I'm right, I know for a fact I'm right, or is it better for you to say, you know what, I'd rather have peace of mind. You can have that one, baby. Like, I ain't even tripping off that right there.
I think it's okay to do that as long as there's no, like, true wins associated. Like, if, let's say you wanted to send your child to a school that's close by that's more beneficial to y'all as opposed to sending them somewhere across the way because it makes her feel more comfortable because, that's where, that's my mom's alma mater and all this. Be like, wait, nah, I could let you just win this, but because you're going to ultimately put us in a bad position as far as I got to get up and I got to drive miles out the way to do this and then, I just can't let you win. Look, I think this way, you think that way. We going to do what's beneficial to us, which is this.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I call it more so just pulling the card. Look, I can't give you that win because at the end of the day, that's not going to work for us. You want it to work, but it don't work like that. Now, on the flip side, you catch you a situation where, hey, I just want you to put, the cap back on the toothpaste or go buy some new toothpaste when you see it's running low. Amazon will bring you toothpaste every day of the week if that's what makes you happy. Don't bother me with such trivial, useless things. You win. Cap on.
Yeah, something like that. Only way I would go with what you said is when I'm dealing with a partner or dealing with a mate or dealing with somebody who I know has integrity.
But shouldn't you be before? I'm sorry to cut you off, but shouldn't you, before you start getting serious with that person, know what type of integrity they have?
Right. I think that's what brings about discord because some people go in thinking that they vetted that person. They thinking that they found out that this person has integrity or whatever, or that person sold a sense of integrity.
Can we? Because the way the dating scene was, at least when I was in the dating scene, it was, how could you vet me in this 30 minutes I knew you? Because
that's why you would go 2 and 3 months dealing with these people so you can have some situations that question character.
But when you going 2 and 3 months with this person and you continuously being intimate with said person, which don't get me confused with one of those people who's saying that you can't. Look, buddy, I did what I did. I'm sure you're going to do what you do and she going to do what she do too. What I am telling you is you're going to have to do, if you're going to play this game like men do, you have to separate sex and vetting.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to stop having sex. A lot of people don't want to hold themselves up from sex. And the reason I said what I was saying about what you were saying is because I'll do that. But it has to be with somebody who I know that when this is done,
Right.
They'll actually go in their quiet time and they'll think, what was he really saying?
I mean, but
maybe he was right. And then a week or so later, we have a little small conversation, and they come and let me know that they was understanding what I was saying, and I could do that.
Yeah.
But if you do that too many times with the wrong person, they're gonna start taking advantage of you.
But if you do that too many times and that person start taking advantage, you're gonna start having to X them on out there.
Yeah, but what if you got a whole year and a half, 2 or 3 years in them?
Investment is real. Investment is real.
I do believe investment is real, but which one's better? Have a sound peace of mind and y'all can actually communicate back and forth, or just the time there?
Well, because
a sound peace of mind, I can tell you that, because I am very sound in mind.
Sound peace of mind, it's difficult to do it this way. Reason being, because majority of the time, good time outweigh the bad. The problem ultimately becomes is that large accumulation of good times that we had during this 364.
Yeah.
Strong enough to outweigh this bad moment we just had. Because sometimes you run across a moment that's so paramount to the good, you like, wait, even with, I know you did all this great stuff, baby, but that what you just did when you got on that Oculus Rift and you had that interaction with that man overseas.
Okay, if it's your avatar or not, your mind was in this.
Your mind, you cheated in the mind.
Your heart was in there.
Your heart was in there.
Thanks.
Like,
this just made it different.
Okay.
I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Real,
because
man.
I'm like,
Black
everybody
mirror out
should
here.
have those no-goes. It's like, but a lot of times we compromise those. Like, you have your no-go. You said it straight up. If she cheat, it's over. Period.
There's no in between.
Now, one of my things that I will say, one of my no-goes, if you call the police on me, it's over. I don't care, because I've never been the type to put my wife in harm, my children in harm, or anything like that. I've never been I'm going to tell you, move around, I'll leave. I have no issue with that. Right. But if you call these police on me and put these people in my life, it's over. There is no, I just felt I don't care. And I literally don't care, because there has never been an instance in my life that somebody could say that, especially a woman that I've been with, can say, oh, Jeremy was going to really hurt me like that.
Yeah.
Unless it was over and you just kept picking. But I've never put my hands on a woman. I'm like, man, I'm just move around. I ain't got no time for this.
You got it.
Like, you got it. I'm going to move around, go on about my business, because if I stay here in this situation, it's not going to end well for neither one of us. And I'm man enough to say, hey, I know where my limits are.
I know
I know where my limit is. Nah. I'm out.
Yeah.
But one of the issues that we have, those hard no's that we have, like them hard no's, for a fact, that's something I ain't going to put up with. Like, that's something I'm not going to do. I can't say that cheating would be my number one thing of, I'm just out. And that's just being honest.
I respect it.
Because I'm like, I have to actually find out the parameters and what's really going on.
I ain't looking for no parameters.
I know, but that's you.
I know.
Like I said, we all have that. But like I said,
I
police, that's my number one. Like, I don't care. You call these police if you want to. You made a firm decision right now you didn't want to be together. Right, that's what you made.
Well, speaking of the authorities, Bill Cosby is out due to a loophole in the system. But Showtime is going to have a documentary.
Is it really a loophole?
Right around this Black History.
Look.
Boy, they some sinister people, boy.
We know that Bill Cosby is going to have a documentary by Showtime that's the equivalent to Surviving R. Kelly.
Oh,
talking about we need to talk about Bill. That's the title of it.
This is what I was telling you before this show started. This is what I was telling him, that time out for trying to hold men accountable. Dude, I get it. Men are bad. Men have done some bad things. But at the tide of what's going on right now, there are so many institutions, so many publications, so many women, so many groups, so many laws, so many standards built against beating down, highlighting, placing emphasis, abstracting, showing the shortcomings of black men that at this point right here, we don't even want to talk about black men doing something wrong. Because we got it. We done served our time. We done paid our fines. We done took our lashes. Our kids hate us. Our women hate us. The world is a threat. The world is scared of us. They kill us and air it on TV.
True.
Enough. Black men know they messed up. It's time to start looking at you now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, just telling you it's true.
I mean, it's true. And that's why I say everybody should be held accountable. Because there's a lot of people out here, and I'm just saying, I don't want to put it on just black men or black women. But there's a lot of people out here doing some janky, foul stuff, but they don't want to call it out.
I want to put it on black women because black men done got their damn act together, man. Black men done went through the system, through the ringer. The statistics is messed up talking about how many men are in college versus women. That statistic is blown. The statistic is messed up about divorces and marriages. That statistic messed up. Women initiate divorce more than men. True. Black men are being on the damn statistics for being the best fathers, whether it be first or step. We done got our act together. Right. It's done. Now the rest of those other little knuckleheads, the men that got their act together, we beating their ass too and telling them to get their act together. No. It's time to put it on the woman. Period.
And truth be told, and I hate to say it, there are times where we really do need to.
Because they out this mug whapping. They literally out. Did you see that interview? Baby Boy. Y'all watch Baby Boy?
With Tyrese?
Yeah, with Tyrese.
Yeah.
His mom in there.
Uh-huh.
This lady is 50 years old. You know what she said was the best thing she received in her life?
Oh, yeah, that 50th birthday had threesome.
Being tossed. This is supposed to be one of the women that are leading our young ladies to womanhood. And she 50 saying, yo, I really enjoyed that night. One passed me off to the next one. And it was exhilarating.
Mm-hmm. Because
this is one of the women leaders.
They will bring up the whole thing about saying threesome versus the train and all that kind of stuff.
And you know how many old women was on that panel while that woman sat there and nobody said anything to her? About 5 other old seasoned women. Knowing that, we do not want young girls to be aspiring to be tossed.
But truth be told.
It's wrong. They should say something.
Nah, hold up.
I gotta hear you. I'm trying to live because,
I mean, and I hate to say it like this. If you see the way that videos are shown, the way everything has been pushed out, who's to say that these older women are not, live your best life and have as much sex as possible and do all the craziest things you want to do and then try to find a man to settle down with. And the reason I'm saying that, because look at, how old was Amber Rose when she did the slut walk? How old were a lot of these ladies?
Was she in her late 30s?
She was older.
Older.
Yes, but all these things that start coming up, it's not even by like the women in their teens or early 20s. It's by the women in their 30s and on up.
That's
now.
The problem.
But I just, okay, now I have to ask a question now. Is that represent, because a lot of women who do hold themselves hoes and wait for that guy, try to, build a relationship with a person, they get married pretty young. By 27, by 27, majority of the women who are going to get married and they've got the ring, they've got the man, they're moving in that direction.
Yes.
So when you're saying Amber Rose, 30 years old, doing a slow walk, well, she meets that 27 capstone of where you should have things in order when it comes to your romantic,
your love life.
Yeah, your love life. So now that you didn't get that in order, now you're out here doing a slow walk, and then you're trying to make it say, well, it's okay. I didn't get married, but it's okay. I can have this and that and the third and this, that, and the third, So I feel like it's not an honest depiction. When you go up and you say stuff like, no, you go and have as much sex as you want to live. You did all that because you didn't find him.
Right.
Yeah. And instead of taking accountability, taking accountability and saying, why wasn't I the one they were seeking? Like, what did I do that wasn't ideal for the man at that time in my life.
They try to pass that off as virtuous.
I passed that.
They try to pass that off as freedom and liberating.
I was liberated. I'm a liberated woman. Getting tossed, I was a liberated woman. No. It's a guy out there who looks at you and think, why would I want the 50-year-old toss?
Like, what am I supposed to do about my mentality? I was with a chick one time, and I was with her for a few years or whatever. And when I first got with her, I started vetting her and asking her things, and I asked her that question, threesome, have you ever had one? She lied and said, yeah, I did. It was 2 girls and a man. It's like, all right, whatever. But then about a year or so later, after I had already got in, invested feelings, invested time, invested money, invested assets, got in with this chick, a small conversation came out, and the truth came out about that situation, that it wasn't 2 girls, it was 2 men.
Right.
And then I continued with her for about another 2 years after that, and eventually I had to just say, I can't do this, because my mind is, I can't do nothing but see a nigga hitting in front of one nigga all in the back, one nigga all in the mouth. Plus that serve had all night, and they was cool with that. I can't help but see you laying up with one here and getting rammed with the other. So now it's like, you want me to accept you after you've done that. And it's like, I'll accept you as a toss. I'll accept you as fun. But see, I didn't know that that's what that was. Now, why would you accept it for 2 women and 2 men? Well, because that seems a little bit more masculine.
So
it seems, one seems whorish and one seems...
I always put it towards who put in work.
Well,
because if it's 2 guys in there talking to one girl, you as 2 men had to get through her psyche to have her accept this.
Yeah, and it did, and I had to accept that woman. I broke that mess up. I can't.
And then as a man with 2 women, it's the same thing. I had to break down 2 women's psyche for them to do this with me. A woman walk up and she can talk to any Joe Blow on the street and be like, I want you and I want you. The guys gonna have to be like, don't look me in the eyes, bro, or whatever they got to say to each other.
Yeah.
Cause they gonna be like, it's free, it's easy. Like, why would I turn this down?
Yeah.
I would turn it down.
I don't know. That one kind of hard for me.
That's not hard for me at all.
The reason
I tried it and it just haunt my nightmares.
Now, don't get me wrong, like, because he know about one of my past stories a while ago. I'm like, man, bad. I had.
I
was talking to this one girl, and I'm like, truth be told, I don't trip about certain stuff because I've been out there. I've wild out there.
Me too.
But the thing is like, hers was too far for me. I was like, and I didn't think.
And that's saying something.
Just shut up.
Let that let that breathe right there.
Wow. This is talking about what he done too. And if this is too much, if that's too much, you done. Hey, what you do?
Bruh, like, okay, like I said, there's been some things in my life I'm not gonna say, but
why is nasty people? Y'all are some nasty people out here. Y'all,
I'm cool with being nasty though, but the whole thing is that, like, I was talking about making this girl something serious and everything, so we played this game and it was my fault.
This is something for the people.
Yeah, it was my fault, and I will say,
don't play these games. Like, college will screw you. Truth or dare, the drinking game. Look, keep your cards. You don't need to put your cards on the table. Stop it. That's just from me to you.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So, thing is, we having talking about this game, going back and forth and everything, and we're going. She tell me one, I tell her one. And then I didn't know if she was trying to one-up me or not. And I'm like, okay, so I went on and gave her a good one. So the thing that bothered me so much was, like, she was talking about she went to a sex club. And I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I've been to all that kind of stuff. I ain't tripping. So she was like, oh, well, like, I basically got a train ran on me. And I'm like, what do you mean, 2 dudes or something like that? And I'm like, because I'm like, I look at it as like, I'm arrogant. I'm like, I could have matched 2 dudes. I ain't tripping about that. Man, she talking about 8.
Oh, my God.
What she's saying, when she said a train, she ain't talking about a local locomotive getting you from A to B. She talking about the transcontinental railroad.
Railroad.
She delivering goods with multiple.
And so me being the person I am, I'm a very curious person. So I'm like, 8? How? And so she explained it. She was like, 1 in the mouth, 1 in the vaginal, one from behind, and the other 2 waiting in the wings. No, the other 2 waiting. And in
the eyeball.
So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I want to be mature. I want to be mature about this. But I'm like,
one gripped with the feet. She had one grip with the feet and
talent. That's what she thought.
And
talent.
In my mind, I'm like, bruh, this ain't gonna work
now
right.
You gotta sit up here and imagine this woman laying, and she on your shoulder, and y'all laying up. You gotta look at her and be like, hey. 8 of them just
like every.
Come on, man. Like, and you think you worthy, and after that, you think you worthy of a husband. You think you worthy of a husband after that.
Like,
stop.
Okay, at a certain level, I'm like, is the fine line between being mature and accepting certain things to, this ain't gonna work. And I told him about it
too. And see, had the chick said it up front, I probably would have been like, you know what, man, she ain't doing that now. We having a real good conversation.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let that go, man. Whatever, because I done did some stuff too. I ain't tripping. It's all good, but she lied up front.
When somebody bring it to you up front, it's like, look, this is what I got, but I'm trying to do this with you. I'm trying to change. It's not what I wanted to do. It's my past. I put it on the table. It's like bringing your rep sheet to your job. Yeah. I had a DWI, bro, but I don't do that no more. I don't even drink anymore.
Right.
I'm just trying to make this work.
Just keep it real.
Keep it real, 100% with
you.
Don't tell me so. No, I did say.
But I gotta get to a game.
Say it was two guys, and I'm like, no, I would have known if you said that up front, because I would have cut that conversation right there. So I know you didn't. No. You waited until like a year and a half, 2 years in the middle of a freaking lunch break, and tell me that. I'm mad. I left work mad and everything. I was heated. I was ready to get this. And then it didn't happen till like another 2 years afterwards. It was just like, after seeing a lot of things just diminish and break down, they here, I'm here. I just finally had to say, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do this, because I can't help but see that moment.
But back to this Bill Cosby thing.
Bill Cosby.
One of the big issues I have with them trying to do Bill like this is because if you hold anybody's stuff up to the light, like,
right,
it's like nobody is squeaky clean like that. And I'm like, they did it to R. Kelly, and don't get me wrong. Am I saying R. Kelly is wrong for what he did? Yes. I definitely say he's wrong for what he did. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of people that are also wrong for those same things. Right. Like, we still listen, there are people that still listen to Elvis. There's still people that still deal with, what is his name? The director.
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah. Well, they got Harvey Weinstein after Forever and a Day, because that's been going on since the 80s.
Yeah.
Now, what was the other one that married that groomed his daughter, stepdaughter? What's his name? Woody Allen.
Is it Woody Allen?
Yeah, Woody Allen. No.
Was it Harrison or Allen?
I think it is Woody Allen. I think
it's Woody Allen. No. It's the other one, Woody Harrelson, because Woody Allen is the one that's on Zombieland and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but
I like that dude.
Nah, the whole thing is there's a lot of people that were doing all these different types of things, but we ain't never went after a Catholic church. They had over 100 and something thousand cases of it. Yeah. But nobody.
One of them are in prestige and power, and it's been reigning for some time. The other class has the potential to have world dominating power, so we got to make sure we cut them off at the root. Trust me, man. Just look at it like this, and just be honest. Mm-hmm. If you look down the street and you see a group of 30 black men walking forward, everybody in they damn caboosters start to shake and wonder.
What's going on?
But when you see 30 white men, you looking like, oh man, it's gonna be fun. Here goes some help coming. Oh man, here go the good guys coming. Or you see 30 women coming, like, woo,
Good times.
it's that time. But you see 30 big, dark, black, broad shoulders men walking up, suited and tied. You like, what they want? What's on their mind? Let's see. That's a powerful force.
Intimidation.
So you got Bill Cosby, who precedented a family with good sound morals, values, and judgment.
Right.
Yeah.
This man is on the cusp of he has media influence the way he has it. He has money the way he have it. And this man is on the cusp of taking a whole multitude of young black men and educating them and putting them in position of a world stage potential, meaning having GDP, meaning having education, meaning having systems and engineering aspects, meaning having sustained governments. This is all the type of stuff that Bill was on, making your own group of people. If that man got 150 other men like him behind him, that is a threat to the nation. We must shut him down and his image down at the rooter to the tutor. But so they won't think that we bias, let's get the degraded too, R. Kelly. So it can look like, yo, we just getting men. We just getting men that's wrong. They wrong, they did wrong. We just getting them because they wrong. Even though the degraded had women on his side that said, yeah, I bought my daughter to him. On the flick.
Yeah.
On the expose. They said they bought their daughter to him. You should be under the jail too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the whole majority of, from what they say, I haven't watched it. We need to talk about Bill. But they're trying to bring light to the infrastructure that Bill Cosby built to do what he did. Because in order for you to be as egregious as these people try to make you, there has to be people who either turn blind eye or assist you in getting that done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Facts. You can't do that by yourself.
you can't do it by yourself.
It ain't like you just leaving the club, you done stuffed in, a few women on drugs in your limo, and like, nobody see me? Okay, drive off. No. Somebody helped you slip Quaaludes. Somebody helped you kidnap those little babies and little boys and girls.
First of all, they need to start talking about the pharmaceutical company, because the pharmaceutical company was apparently giving out way too many Quaaludes without proper prescription.
Right.
First of all, isn't Quaalude a date rape drug anyway?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was to help you sleep, but if you was able to fight through the sleep, then you got the effects, and that's what they was doing. They stayed up.
But okay, what I'm saying right here is logically, if something is being used for these things, wouldn't you rebrand it, remarket it?
But that's when we got to go back to there's a price to accountability has a certain price. It's like it's a ticket item. It's like I had this much money, or it provides me with this much access and this much, then I can't just necessarily cut it all the way off. If I'm gonna lose ground,
these are cash cows for these.
Cash cow.
Detriment, degradation, and nastiness has foundated itself in the world system, not just American culture, in the world system. I honestly think that if you don't get your mind right now, you are in a level of hell. Because everywhere you turn, the people who are with a group will always get their dirt defended, especially if you have power in nation.
Right.
White folks got power. Them folks got power. If they run the court system, then how you gonna get me? I mean, my cousin is the judge. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like if I run the Treasury system, if I run the FDIC, if my kinfolk and them running these United Nations, how you think y'all gonna raise up against me? You not. But if you decide you're gonna do what I do,
I'm gonna stop you.
You're not gonna be making no.
And I could agree with a lot of the things that you're saying. One of the main reasons I could agree with it is just saying it from the fact that if you are that person that sexually assault a woman, you would think you would be under the jail.
Facts.
But in cases, it's been quite a few cases where it's been proven they were caught red-handed doing the things. Like what was the dude that was on the swim team and he was in the, he ended up sexually assaulting this woman in the, what is that called?
Olympics?
No. In the
Locker room?
Not in the locker room where they wash the clothes. The laundry room and everything like that. She was out. They called him. Went up to the judge. The judge decided he wasn't going to give him the real sentence. He was only going to give him like 30 days in jail because he didn't feel he would be able to handle real prison.
No. And see, dudes like that, dudes that do that to women, I got children here, but y'all some sick MFs. And you should be thrown under the jails and castrated.
Very true.
Because you literally can get you $40 and go pay for the finest. You literally can get you $40 and go pay for something. You don't even have to kill her afterwards.
Just let her go.
Just let her go. Get your rocks off and keep it going, dude. They literally giving it away out here now. You literally can get anything out here.
First of all, you don't really have to even pay.
Hey. You literally can go up and say a few words, because some of these women are so deprived sexually. You literally can go and say just a few words. I done it. Say a few words, make them laugh, especially if you funny. If you're a funny guy,
well, you know
they slipping them off like grease on porcelain. You got it. There's no reason to do that. So you should be thrown under the jail. You sick as F, and nobody should love you if you got to assault women like that.
When it comes back to accountability, so Joe Biden is being called to the table because one of the things he promised us was he's going to take an in-depth look into student loans and see about their cancellation. Because for the most part, black people on the whole are being crippled by this crippling student loan debt. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
same here.
I got a couple of it. Yeah, I got some.
So a lot of people gave him the vote because he said he would do that. Just being honest. Got him some votes. But he has yet to do anything about it, and I think he's even on record saying that we not really focused, so we're not worried about that right now. We just going.
So what are we focused on?
Well, the reason I brought up the question is because there are some people who came and said no, we need to hold a meeting with Joe Biden, and they're trying to push for a minimum $50,000 removed from everybody's student loans. Like,
clear me out.
That will clear me out too. I started with 50.
He ain't gonna start me. It ain't gonna clear me out, but it's gonna knock out a huge chunk.
Substantial chunk.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like,
huge chunk.
They saying should that take place, that would put a lot of black businesses and people in power to better their communities and do more for because now you got cash flow coming through your neighborhoods through you.
Garnished and money coming out. Yeah.
So. Accountability. When Trump was doing his thing, his people asked for a wall. Guess what that man did? He went to build a wall. I don't care what people say. He went to build the wall. That's what he did. As irrational as other people might find it, I find respect in the fact that you asked me for something. You voted me in on those premises, and what did I do? I got that for you.
I delivered.
Joe Biden, on the other hand, promised. And I know if one guy can get a wall built, why can't you get me a reduction on these student loans? I ain't even looking for $50,000. Give me 20.
Yeah, I want the 50.
I want the 50. Don't get me wrong.
Whoever did what got you a little bit of delay in time. They
did
give
me
an
a delay.
You been garnished? What?
No. I still had because
I still got to pay mine, but they had stopped taking it out the checks for like almost 2 years now.
No, mine. I was with the student board of education, right? Mm-hmm. I was originally with them. I got sold to Navient. Mm-hmm. I kept paying them, so they was like, "Oh, you a good guy. You pay people back." I was like, "Yeah." I struggled to do it, but I did it. Yeah. And then I was like, well, we going to sell you the Navient refi and lower my bill from the $600 to something that I had to pay every month. And I'm like, I don't know how y'all expect me to eat and go to work and pay y'all at the same time. 'Cause this time I'm making like $12 an hour.
Yeah.
$12 an hour.
Facts.
I get them paid off. Now I don't pay them as much. I pay them like 200, maybe 200, 250, something like that.
I would pay.
And I'm like, I have to keep paying because the government technically don't own my loans no more. Navient Refi do. When it was Navient, it was fine. But Navient Refi, they like, no way. I'm just trying to say, accountability-wise, Joe, you got to vote. Get me my reductions.
You know what? Joe Biden, man. Before he had got presidency, I had on all my social medias, I vehemently opposed what this guy was about, and I broke it down just to something that the hood could understand. If we knew that we had somebody in our neighborhood who get involved in the crime that we do, but he kept snitching. We know somebody in our neighborhood who keep messing with the little girls around here, touching on them. We know somebody in our neighborhood who keep lying and telling us all these stories, and then when we get there, depending on him, he lying. In our families and in our neighborhoods, what would we do to that person? We'd ostracize them. Yeah. Be like, yo, stop fucking with them, yo. Like, stop playing with that dude. Or matter of fact, one of the G's in the hood just might get him missing. Now, I'm not saying this to the president, please. We're not talking about doing nothing to no president. But in contrast, what I was saying, or comparison, let's add that same thing to Biden. This man was responsible for tearing our families apart with this crime bill. Enough said. He's already shown himself to be a tyrant and an opposition to our people. Why would you go give him the vote when just because I came late on paying you back, or I touched your girl, your daughter, even though we 15, both 15, I touched your daughter, now you want to tell the neighborhood that I'm a bad guy, or just because we start fights or whatever, you want to write us off. But this man literally can go and tear down your family. And you still go give him your vote? Why don't you use that same balance that you use with your family members and friends and the people that you have to deal with every day? Mm-hmm. Won't you use that same logic on this fool? Because you ain't never met him. You ain't never going to meet him. You're never going to meet anybody in his cabinet. You're never going to meet anybody in his party. You're never going to be anywhere near any of these high-level, supposed to be representatives of the Congress, of the nation, of the government. You're never going to be around them. So why are you so loyal to them? Why are you so loyal to that? But for when your friends or when your relative just short come because you know they having some trouble in their life, you want to write them off and send the family after them. No. When Joe Biden said he was going to run, I fought vehemently and told people, do not vote this guy in. And I honestly think the people probably didn't vote him in. I think they stole that election. I think that my people are competent enough to see that this fool is a liar. And we did not vote him in. He cheated and stole that. That's my opinion.
Okay.
He's a liar.
Apart from the stealing the election, because I don't care who won. Who gonna cancel these loans?
Biden. He said he's supposed to, right?
That's all I need.
So he's a liar.
Accountability. That's all I want to say. I just want you to be accountable to my financial needs.
They wasn't accountable on Super Tuesday. Well, there's never been a presidential election that I remember in my history where we did not know who the president was by 11 o'clock that night. Why everybody got to go to sleep and then a couple days later y'all come back and say, yep, we counted it up. Biden is the winner, when we done seen oceans of people, red, white, and blue with Trump. Oceans from Ohio to Florida to Virginia to Nebraska to Mississippi to New Jersey, California, Alabama, Texas. Damn near every state in the union had hordes of protests. Trump. Nobody even showed up at Joe Biden's whatever he did, campaigns. Nobody even showed up. A few people, less than 100. But there's literally convoys, amphitheaters, baseball fields filled up with Trump support. They lied and stole that election.
You also got to take into account that this is the height of COVID at the time. So going through the presidency, no one showed up. Granted.
So why they showed up for Trump's then?
Because
because a lot of Trump supporters believed in Trump when he said, "Oh, COVID was fake at first."
Yeah,
it might have, and it's real.
It's real.
But those people stood the test of time, and we got way more success rates of overcoming that than we do have deaths. Than we do have not.
That's a true statement. At this point,
we knew what we were talking about, which is why people were at those rallies.
I didn't want this to become a political debate. I posed that question solely to say, in the end, there's people out here who are above accountability. Like, status-wise, it's hard to hold the president accountable unless you have large lump sums of money or run major industries and corporations. But when you start,
branches are supposed to be doing that.
It's supposed to be checks and balances. But it seems to me that there's minimal checks and there is no balance.
No balance.
Yeah.
So,
crowds, good old boys.
It's true. And basically, I could tell you anything I want to say to get in office, but I don't have to
have to do it.
And how many times are we as American people gonna keep falling for that? Especially the black race. Mm-hmm. I wish the black race would just say, you know what? We're not voting this year, man. We voting city and local wide, voting in our towns and stuff, because we can touch that. We can literally go down to town hall and put an input on that and actually see a difference. Well, but on that major stage, we're not even taking
what I want us to do as black people is, we know the game. We have no choice but to be in the game.
That's true, though.
When you want the vote, let's go Ice Cube approach. What you gonna give me? And then have me lobbyists in place to be like, I'm gonna hold you to that. Because if you don't do what I asked you to do this time, you will never hold office again. It will be a cold day in hell with penguins doing a two-step on your grave before I put you anywhere near office. And we should be able, everybody else does that. From, like I said, from the pharmaceutical companies who are giving you bad hips made of cobalt that is toxic to the body. That's what they did. I'm not telling you what. Damn. I'm telling you what they did.
I don't even know all of this. God, dog.
They got lobbyists. Yeah. Then the Catholic priests who apparently messing with the children. Guess what? The Catholic Church got lobbyists. They got them. Everybody playing the game, and we somehow think we're immune to it, but we're the ones that are always affected by the rules. I just feel like we need to have that opportunity to go and speak our minds, man. Like, no, you told us this. I gotta hold you to that, because you did get something from me. You got what the law provided me, which is my vote. I have a right to vote.
So, the thing with that would have to be, and it's gonna have to be unanimous. What Ice Cube was talking about. We're gonna hold you accountable if you don't do it, no matter what. No matter what, it'll never happen again. Because, like, let's be honest. For most people, they vote Republican because their family was Republican. Right. Most people vote Democrat because their family was Democrat. Right. The fact of the matter, the Democratic Party, what have they really been helping him with in the last 30 years? Mm-hmm. What have they really been helping with?
Nothing. Not that I know of.
But
they help the women a lot.
But the thing is, we don't want to just be honest about it because, mama was a Democrat, so I'm a Democrat. Grandkids gonna be a Democrat. You'd be surprised how many people, like, when I was teaching my students, I was telling them, I was asking them, let's just have a quick poll. Raise your hand if you're a Republican. Couple of them raised their hand. Raise your hand if you're a Democrat. It's mostly black students in this school, so most of them raise their hand. I'm like, so what is a Democrat? Not one could tell me what the political views of a Democrat were. And I'm like, so could you explain to me why you are a Democrat? And then the only thing they could tell me was they like Barack Obama. And I'm like, you ever notice why we keep going down these trends? Because of our parents. Our parents don't know. We don't know. We just doing what our parents do. What? And becoming a big issue.
There's also there's a part of that there's got to be accountability in our school systems, because I can do a little bit of calculus and I can do some algebra, but I can't balance like a checkbook unless I learn it on my own. I can't do my own taxes. I got to use the software, and that's something that I'm going to have to do every year.
Yes.
I do that every year, and I'm not fully confident. What are loopholes? What can I do? How can I make this work for me?
You ain't lying, Brian. You ain't lying, man.
You gonna make a vote to decide who makes the rules for you for the rest of your life, unless you're running for president. But I don't think most of the people are. But I'm just saying, every 4 years you gonna make a choice on who, and it's probably beneficial to let kids know. I don't want you to tell me if you're Republican, Democrat, conservative, whatever, independent. I don't want you to tell me none of that. Let me tell you what they do first, and you figure out who you align with as a child.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one of the things that I was doing was because the reason I asked my question is because so many people go off of what their family is, but don't know the things about it. And I'm like, so let me explain to you and break down all the difference between the Republican and the Democrat. And then you make the decision yourself. Right. Because you shouldn't have to worry about being criticized if you're a Republican or a Democrat.
Right.
But one of the big issues people don't understand is more than just two political parties. Right. But we act like there's only two. There's the Green Party. There's the Liberal Party, the Independent.
It's various people doing it. But the thing is, when you don't know, how am I going? It's some people who never left Texas.
True.
It's people out there who never left Texas. And if you tell them Chopped and Screwed ain't is not the upper echelon of music, if you try to introduce them to country music, they're gonna be like, turn that off. What are you doing? Switch your house. Switch your house. Yeah. It was a time in my life where if you wasn't playing Webby, Zero, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. You put Taylor Swift on back in the day, I'm like, turn that off. I don't care what she's talking about. I don't want to give her a chance. It wasn't until I'm removed from that environment and I saw, oh, people can dance to that too. Well, let me see what that's about. You hear the stories. You hear the music. You listen to the lyrics. Now it's like, no, that's a viable choice. I can see why you would listen to that. It made me feel something.
But that's an issue. So many people are in that box.
You're in that box and never exposed, and you don't know.
You want me to throw a big old rock in the pond here?
Boulder. Throw it.
I'll throw a boulder. You know the only way, because the Democrats are still going to get love from our group. And you know why?
Too many black people are stuck in their own ways.
It's a religion. They're stuck in the Bible. They've been taught and trained to love their masters. They've been taught and trained to forgive their enemies. They've been taught and trained to love their enemies. So when they do see something, that's why I said the boomers, y'all gotta go. Because the new age people, we thinking, even though you're a Christian, you probably be Christians, y'all still have independent thought. You know when something's wrong.
Yeah. And
well, some of the older people, they in their way. And they believe on that book. And this man can't do no wrong. Everybody falls short of the glory of God, son. But what about your people? You better vote Democrat. Everybody falls short of the glory of God.
Herd mentality. Killing us all.
And it's so many people that think that Christian type of mindset that they won't come out and say, no, wait a minute. You're wrong, sir. Democrats are still going to be back in government. They're going to still be back in power because of religion. And that's across a whole lot of religions. It's more so in the black folks. But a lot of people are under this religious flag that they keep forgiving the people that keep hurting them. I'm not telling you to go out and spill these people's blood, but can you at least turn the TV off?
At least hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I ain't saying go to war with these. I wish it would be, but I ain't saying go to war with these folks.
But
You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win a war against the American government.
Right.
Nope.
No.
But you can.
They
say,
set up a way that we can do checks, balances, and vote by the ballot.
And they weakened our power. They stopped you because they took information from you.
Yes.
They took your ability to make your own decision from you.
Yeah.
With that being said, I want y'all to take that nugget and I want you to mull over that, think about it in depth, and we'll be back next week. But before we get up out of here, we're going to do some shout outs. Let's start over on this side.
So, as always, love to shout out my beautiful wife. Love you, baby. Check out her pages. Yanni like mine, Traces like mine, Wasted Desires. Wasted Desires. You could look up is actually up there now. Is www.wasteddesires.com. Check out all her pages. They're on Facebook, on Instagram. Doing a lot of different things for them. Also, check out my brother Nate Price. He was on last week.
Uh-huh.
He was giving us that game about working out, fitness, and all those things.
Grind.
Trust me, we gotta get it together. We have to, because as you get older, that old saying, if you don't use it, you lose it, is back. Man. So I'm trying to get out here and lose it. because so I can get it together.
Understood.
But y'all check him out. Also check out my mind just went blank.
Aretha?
Yeah, Aretha. Aretha, she does body contouring and all those different things. She's out at Northwest Mall. She's also in Arlington too. She does body sculpting. All those kind of things. Check her out. Yeah, y'all be easy.
All right. Shout out my cousin Tyler Bailey. Luxury Clothes by Luxury Guy. Shout out D-Mac. He's a barber. He cuts hair. I should see him at some point. One day I will. I know I am.
He down here?
He down here. He not far. It's Damien brother.
Okay.
So yeah.
I need a barber.
Oh, you gonna go and hit him?
No, my son.
Oh, okay.
Understood. So yeah, but he down here. And hey mom, how you doing?
Hey,
shout out my
mama.
wife. It was her birthday on the 1st. We're gonna go celebrate after this.
Birthday, Ronnie Beasy.
And who else I got? That's really, I'm gonna call it in there because the other guy will shout out. It's conveniently in the spot. Show your love.
What's good, G? Appreciate you for having me, Brian. Jeremy, I sure appreciate y'all for letting me come and speak with y'all today.
Anytime.
I got a few shout outs today, man. First of all, I want to shout out my niece. She's online doing big things in the beauty sector. She does those waxes where they pull hair off of your tucci and your coochie and stuff like that with the juice. Charnikia Wiggum. Charnikia Wiggum. WHIGHAM on Facebook. I don't know the name of business and everything, but it's booming because she's booked. Get with her. She'll take care of you on the waxes and stuff, putting the hair off. My sister Tanisha Hunter with Work Life Work. If you in life and you're trying to figure out where to go, start up a new business, start up a new adventure, you're trying to clear your mind of stress, you're trying to get your money together, get things together, she will show you how to get a work-life balance in place for you that will be beneficial for both you and your family as well. My mom, Paula Burrell, she's now back into Mary Kay, and she also does bedroom candy. She also does the paparazzi. Paula Burrell online. Go and check her out. My brother DeMarcus Hunter, shout out to him. He got Jay's clothes for you, DeMarcus Hunter. And last but not least, your boy at the State of Being, SOB State of Being on Facebook and YouTube. We just talk about life issues. We talk about bringing things back center, and really more so about what you talked about tonight, accountability.
Right.
That's what go on at the State of Being. You want that? Come on through.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast.
Please do.
Something for the people. Something Number 4, DA people. We're on everything. If you can't find us, it's because you ain't looking.
And don't worry, you won't be alone. People are following us and join. So you're gonna be amongst your peers, following herd mentality. If it's gonna work for somebody, let it work for me and my compadre. If you just need, if I want you to go through, and instead of having it where you only voted Democrat because your mom was a Democrat, I want you to like and subscribe to Something for the People because your mama did it.
There you go. Just follow mom.
Follow mom.
On that point.
With that being said, this is another episode of Something for the People.